creating organizational charts and inserting tables in PowerPoint. If you have experience playing with Smart Art in Word, you certainly can use Smart Art's feature inside of PowerPoint. One of the choices in Smart Art is creating an organizational chart. Here on slide 4, I'm going to create an organizational chart. When I go to Insert on the ribbon, you can see in the Illustrations group, Smart Art. When I click, Choose a Smart Art Graphic dialog box comes up. Here I can navigate to any one of these Smart Art graphic categories. Suppose I want to work with maybe lists if I like, or cycle, but it's hierarchy that I want to work with right now because this is where we're going to find our organizational charts. When I select Organizational Chart and choose OK, immediately my Smart Art Tools Design and Format tabs come up. And my cursor is directing me to where I need to type. You can type in your first name, and you can see how it is the first box inside of my Smart Art organizational chart. If I have an assistant, I can type that in, and immediately you can see how the content is being smaller or resized automatically inside of that text box. I can go further and type in additional text here in this list, or in my text pane I should say, but if I close my text pane, I certainly can click inside of any one of these text boxes and type in whatever content I like. Back up to the Smart Art Tools Design tab. Focus in with me in the Create Graphic group. If I want to, I can reveal my text pane yet again so I can type in my text. So on, off. I can add additional shapes according to what is selected. This shape is selected, this text box is selected, and when I choose Add Shape and I click on the down arrow, I can add a shape before, after, above, below, or even an assistant for this one shape. So when I do that, you can see how the arrow points in as the assistant box. I could promote this one box or this one, any one of them, but I'm going to use this one for an example, or I can demote. So let's promote, and then now you can see how that box has been promoted. When I demote, it takes it back down to where it was before, and I'll demote even further. So now it's at this level. You can work with different layouts here if you like. Standard, both. How about right hanging, left hanging, and sometimes it depends on, of course, what you have selected. I can work with different layouts, so standard, both, left hanging, right hanging. I can work with layouts here, this choice, with pictures if I have. How about this one here? If I want more, I can work with this one. But by now you might be getting distracted by this little puzzle piece that's in the background. So let's get rid of this image in the background so that I just have this organizational chart without this image. Back on the Home tab of my ribbon, way off in the Editing group, the Select command offers up Selection pane. When I click on object number 3, you can see how it's selecting this image. I'm going to simply remove it. When I click on it and press delete, now that image is gone. Remember to use the Selection pane at any time to delete any shape on the slide, to see what shapes actually can be moved up or down, to hide or unhide the diagrams or any of the other shapes like the rectangle or even the title. Selection and visibility pane, I have it on a lot, and most often, if not always, when I'm editing. Back to my Smart Art. When I click back inside here, you can see how Smart Art Tools Design tab, when I pull it forward, offers up Smart Art styles as well. So I can choose any one of these styles, bring up more, and I can work with any of my 3D if I like. And I'm just pointing and not clicking yet until I find which one I like, because Live Preview is showing me what the effect will look like even before I click. I kind of like this one. I'll choose this layout again. So we're back to what we sort of saw in the beginning, and yet we have a 3D effect. Now let's insert a table in our file. I went to slide number 5. I created a new slide and I chose the layout called Title and Content. In this second placeholder, we've got those 6 icons again, one of which will allow me to insert a table. When I click on Insert Table, a dialog box for Insert Table appears. I'm going to create a 3 by 3, 3 columns by 3 rows. Okay. When I create my table, 3 by 3, 3 columns and 3 rows, I'm ready to insert my data. Initially, my cursor was in this first cell, and when I pressed Tab, I typed in this content, and then I pressed Tab again to go over to this cell. I'll press Tab again, and you can see how it takes me to the first column, but second row this time. I'll complete typing in the data. There, I've got the data typed in inside of my table. Let's focus up on the ribbon now. Table Tools, Design tab is in view. I can work with changing my table styles simply by hovering over any one of them to first give me a live preview, and then when I like what I see, I can click, and that style will be applied for this table. If you've played with tables inside of Word, you certainly can be using those skills here inside of PowerPoint. Still on the Design tab, we can work with this shading command. We can work with borders, even spice up our cell, bevel. You can see how it takes on a little bit of a different roundish edge here for this one cell. If we want to select the entire table though first, we can click on that table, and then it will affect the entire table, all of the cells here. So variation, etc. You'll need to play. On the Layout tab, we've got a tab that looks exactly like the Layout tab in Word. So you can insert rows and columns, delete rows and columns, split cells, merge cells. If I wanted to, I could merge these 2 cells. So I'm just going to simply highlight these 2 cells and merge them so it becomes one large last month. But in our table here, we're going to want to have these 2 split. So suppose now I've got these 2 selected, and, well, not suppose, I do have these 2, this whole cell selected, and then when I click on split cells, I can decide number of columns, number of rows. I just click on OK because I only wanted the 1 row. And if I wanted my text move, I can highlight, Control X, and then do a paste, or I can certainly do a drag and drop. I'm just going to get rid of the extra return symbol by pressing delete after the word month. So there completes a quick look at how you can create a table inside of PowerPoint as well as an organizational chart using the Smart Art feature